Hello. Nadine Dorries is at it again. I really can't believe that she is so persistent.
Most sane people know they were completely wrong. Nothing has gone right for us since the day they removed Boris Johnson. I think we were 4 to 5 points behind in the polls on the day he was removed. Again, as I've said, it was easily to burn away during a general election campaign. But that has to happen. Conservative MPs, as I've written this week, have one very simple question to ask themselves when they look in the mirror. And that is, do you want to continue being an MP? Because when we're 20 plus points behind in the polls, the vast majority of them, that's
Nadine,
case.
Final question. If they do want to continue being an MP, what do they need to do in one sentence?
They would need to bring back Boris Johnson, because there is nothing so ex as an ex-MP, particularly an ex-MP who has been in government and just in the party of opposition. No one wants to know what you have to say. No one wants to hear you, especially not the people stood next to you in the job centre queue.
I mean, it's a very powerful message. It's one she's used a few times, and the idea that for their own preservation, the Conservative MPs should bring back Boris. I think Boris is a spent flush. And really, Nadine Dorries is as well. I don't understand why she is so obsessed with the resurrection of Boris Johnson's premiership. Clearly, the stories which are coming out about his gloating over breaking lockdown mean that he can never again hold the keys to number 10. Never again. He is not the saviour that the Conservative Party is looking for. In fact, I'm almost resigned to the fact there isn't a saviour to the Conservative Party, for the Conservative Party. This is a party which may well be eclipsed by the revival of the Liberal Party, and maybe the Conservatives will limp on in opposition. I don't see that while Scotland remains in hoik to the SNP, that Labour is likely to get a secure majority at the next election, but I think it will get a majority. As for the opposition, I think the Liberal Democrats are likely to secure significantly more votes than they have so far, and I think there will be an alliance between the Liberal Party and the Conservative Party in opposition against the Labour Party. But it will be probably a hung parliament in all but name. Nadine Dorries is absolutely wrong. Boris cannot come back. And I suspect one of the reasons Nadine Dorries is going on and on about this is to keep herself relevant. She is yesterday's news. Why would I continue harping on about her? Because actually I feel she did so much damage while she was in power, and nobody should forget that. I think it is beholden to members of the government who are in positions of authority to do their job, and her successor is clearly following in the pattern that she's set. It's wrong. This is the reason why it's so important to call these people out, because they set a standard, and if that standard is low enough, everybody who follows them will grab that standard, because, they can always say, well, we're simply doing what Nadine Dorries did. As indeed, I suppose, will anybody who writes a parliamentary novel now. Miss Dorries, I understand, is planning to write a novel about Boris Johnson. I think she'd be better off getting on with that and talking to whoever she needs to talk to get that job done. I certainly be one to read it.